So today we're going to take a look at what happens when you put a Turkish Jett on Yoru, because we're going to take a look at Vitality versus Navi here on Fracture. And we're going to start here, as you can see, with round number 8. And currently, actually, Vitality are in the lead after they won the first pistol as well. And what's going to happen at the start of this round is we are going to see some aggression out of Vitality. They're going to go for the smoke here. You can see that we've kind of got the breach ready to come and do a stun. We're going to get a Fade Haunt in here as well. And this is just going to be your classic, B main aggression with the raise, blast packing and whatnot. You see a lot of teams do this, to be honest. It's quite a common play. But I just want you to look at how Navi, with their comp, managed to deal with this. Because Navi's comp, they're playing both a Yoru and an Omen. And so what they're going to do here is really quite cool. You'll probably see it best here on the map. Is Shao is actually going to TP to here. Now, I've seen a lot of Omens, when Omens get played on this map, TP like kind of in here. But actually, Shao's going to TP across here. And it looks like, and I can't really remember someone doing this. Or at least not punishing it, right? At least not in such a notable way. And it seems like Vitality had no idea either. And also, we're going to get a Yoru gate crash in here. So they end up, this aggression comes from Vitality down here. But they end up with two Navi players, kind of behind them, essentially. And Shao basically ends it before it's kind of, even started. So there you see the gate crashes straight there away. And there goes Shao, and here comes the aggression. Out from Vitality, and so you see we've got the stun there and the smoke and everything, but it's over. Twiston's already dead. Shao just picked him out of the sky. Nice easy one. And then Bone Cold's coming around this corner, probably not fully aware of where Shao is, and Shao's getting that one as well. Whilst that's going on, you see we get some Yoru assists up here because Cned has thrown a flash as well. He's about to throw a second one, which actually is going to blind Shao just there. But yeah, now they just push them back, and essentially, as a way of dealing with that kind of B main aggression, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more. And then what happens after this is Shao decides, okay, well, I'm going to TP with my ult into tower now, because obviously they've seen Molesy at this point. And Molesy is just, this is just a horrific situation to be in. You're all alone. Someone's coming here. They're coming this way. What do you do? Pray and hope. Essentially, they have a decent idea where you are. You can see that they're spamming bullets there. The snake bite's going to come in just a second. And even though it doesn't hit, I mean, he's just stuck in between a rock and a hard place. And this round is pretty much done right there. Now, at this point, Destrian probably should save. He already has his ult, but he does just decide to give Cned another kill just there. And now it will be a save from Sender. But you just see how this comp can work, right? You can see some of the things with this comp in terms of how you can beat this aggression by just TPing behind it, whether that be through an Omen or through a Yoru as well. And Angel finishes it off there and gets the final kill. And now let's come to the very next round. And what we're going to see in this one is we're going to get a B split here coming in from Navi. We get some early presence towards a main from Vitality. And they are going to send out a Prowler here and destroy the tripwire, which means that Sugetsu has to be a bit concerned. But you can see the majority of the players are towards Arcade. But actually, we do have a double stack here from Vitality looking towards this. But Shao is just going to TP in here and again create that different angle of attack, right? So by TPing across here, they can now double swing this from two different angles, which means if you're in here, if you're out here, you probably don't want to take this fight, or it's not as easy as a fight to take. And so that does force Vitality to kind of back off. And actually Bone Cold then, hearing that, does back off all the way here. But because Bone Cold does that, that kind of isolates Sender here alone in tower as a Killjoy. Not a good spot to be in. I made a whole video about that. And they put this cage up, and you'll see in just a second that allows them to cross in towards tower. We're going to get the gate crash coming in on towards site as well, just here. So by the stairs. So this is our Yoru gate crash. And they're going to start to actually try and come in on towards this site. We have got that double push towards A main from Vitality, but what you'll see in just a second is actually Bone Cold is going to manage to run across here and actually try and help out Sender. He takes a bit of a risk by doing so, right? That if, people came at the wrong time, he would be in trouble, but he's going to just put down a smoke in just a second just there. And because this is a bit of a slower, more careful approach by Navi, Bone Cold actually does manage to find the timing, even though the Omen Flash comes in and does catch Sender and he's in a lot of trouble. You see the Bone Cold is able to get across onto the site. Now, that is a big risk, of course. Like, if someone did come out of these smokes at the wrong time, potentially he dies there, or, like it's very possible he does. But Sender, is getting pushed back now, and they are kind of pinching on him from two sides. In a second, we're going to get, after we get this kill, with the flash from the Yoru coming in there as well from deep sight. So it's kind of a weird one where Cned has sent in a flash here that's actually blinded Sender, but really I think it's just so that he can TP in here. Because that's what he does, and he catches out Bone Cold as well with that flash, as you'll see in just a second. He manages to get not one, but then actually find the second kill as well. And so we end up in a 5v2. It's a nice little exec by Navi. And really, when we're talking, like, Navi played this comp before, and I didn't do a video about it, and everyone's like, oh, Navi played Yoru on Fracture, why, you know, make a video about it. And the reason that I didn't was because it wasn't like that interesting. You know, the stuff that they do here with this Yoru isn't like, it's not like Paper X on Bind, where everything is built around the Yoru and everything is kind of, you know, like, if you find the Yoru and you kill the Yoru and you know their set plays, then, you know, you'll win. Like, you could focus on the Yoru if you wanted to, but it's not like it has to be the focus for Navi. They're just kind of playing it a bit more, I guess, normally. I would say it's not like it has to be the absolute focus of everything they do, and so that means that perhaps it has a bit more staying power as well. But now let's swap sides and come to round number 18, because this one is a fun one as well. We got Cned with an op here on the defensive side, and he's going to put out his gate crash. You just saw him do it just there, and whilst he's doing that, he actually manages to evade some of this fade utility coming in towards him, and actually I think Angel might destroy it for him. But what he's going to do is he's going to get back on that angle and manage to get the kill there on Molsey. And we get the Killjoy lockdown coming in, this very popular Killjoy lockdown. Well, this is making me laugh, because what Vitality are going to do next is something that me and my friends do in ranked games, which is this Killjoy lockdown underneath into a Brim ult in here. And they're actually going to stun with it as well. And in ranked games, this works really well. In pro games, maybe not as well. But this is almost a guaranteed kill. In our ranked games, this is like a guaranteed kill. Or it's a guaranteed, like, 3 detained, and then you just get the kills anyway. So there it goes, right? You get the stun, you get the Brim ult coming in, but everyone manages to kind of avoid it. And Cned does have to just, you know, hit the detained, but because it's only one detained, and because it's a pro game and not everyone, you know, just rotates straight away to the edge of the Killjoy lockdown, it wasn't quite as effective as maybe it is in some of the ranked games. But if you are in ranked and you have a Killjoy and a Brim ult on this map, it can work. Anyway, we get into a 5v4, and this round just goes kind of off the wall bizarre at this point. Like, it just starts going back and forth because there's, you know, quite a few ults, and you know, it's just very hectic, as you will see. So, in come Navi for their, you know, retake here, and Destrian does have his breach ult. He's just going to slightly mistime this breach ult in terms of when Navi are actually coming into the site. So they put up, I think this is their Viper orb, they send in that smoke just there. The KO knife comes in, and so he's just going to send it now. But as we can see, it kind of only catches onto one player, which is Angel. And so Twiston swings out here, but these four actually didn't get hit by it. So Twiston, you know, trying to swing out with the breach ult makes sense, but he is going to die just there. We got the fake Yoru coming here. We've got the Yoru gate crash in here, as we can see as well. Cned actually pops that, and out comes Zipan towards Bone Cold here, but he's going to die. The Omen Flash comes in. Cned starts to get onto the spike just here, but now he's going to get hit by a ton of utility. We got the Cypher ult coming in. So you see, I mean, he's getting hit by a Nanoswarm. There's a Aftershock here. This Brim only seemed to have maybe slightly missed, or maybe that was to lure him into that where he's going to die anyway. So we end up actually back in a 3v3, but Xiao is next going to find the kill here on Bone Cold, and so we end up in a 3v2, and they, you know, obviously know where these players are. The spike is halved at this point, but Sender's about to go huge. He gets one, and then we see Destrian swing out, but he's going to die just there. But then again, Sender manages to get another, and now it's just up to Xiao. And Xiao dies at the very end, but manages to stick the defuse with 1.96 seconds left. A truly bizarre round, but it was a fun one, and that's why it's in the video. Let's finish with the final round here, round number 23, where Navi will manage to take it over the line. One thing that, again, is very difficult when you're playing against Navi on this map is that they are kind of the masters of this Omen one-way. And it can be quite tricky, I think. If you can't kind of deal with this Omen one-way against Navi, you're probably going to struggle, to be honest. You see they destroy the Prowler there, and they do manage to push them back. And at any point, right, they're just ready to do this Omen Flash on you here as well to push you back if needed. And they have a ton of ults in this round as well, Navi. So they send out the fake Yoru clone there. Molesey does shoot it, but now actually what's going to happen is Vitality are going to come and just do a B hit here in a second as they wait for the smoke to fade. It's not the greatest B hit in the world, and the setup here, right, again, playing tower is not a problem in and of itself, because here we have support, right? We've got a tripwire here for Zipan to even play off as long as Angel is alive, and I like what Zipan does in this round. We see the exec start to come in here from Vitality. It's not the best exec I've ever seen, to be honest. You'll see Twisted ends up kind of coming up, you know, and you know, really not too much has gone on. You know, they send in one flash, you know, in he comes. Okay, the Brimalt comes in towards tower just here. The Fade utility maybe is a bit late. It's not amazing, and Angel just, yeah, gets a free kill. And I guess Angel's position makes it look potentially a bit worse. And also this Brimalt, Zipan has been able to avoid as well. And as he's here, just avoiding that Brimalt, he pops his ult and manages to get Sender as well. Now, they do manage to get the trade, though, on Angel. So, okay, they managed to get this trade, but I like this from Zipan, right? He knows he's got this kill. He probably knows that this player is alone, so he just drops down, right? He knows that the pressure is coming this way, so ideally he wants to just kind of escape, live as long as possible, give time for the rotates and whatnot. He understands he has to kind of give up the site, and so, yeah, he just tucks himself in here, plays it nice and safe, doesn't want to get caught out by these guys, and now we get the Yoru ult popped by Cned, and this is kind of really cool what they do here. Because, you know, Cned sees him and he says, just flash on me. And unfortunately, the flash does catch him as well, but he is able to get that kill on Destrian. Bone Cold does sniff out Zipan eventually. And so we end up in this 3v2. Now, Cned obviously now is kind of stuck in tower. Bone Cold is able to get that kill. We end up in a 2v2. And, well, this is going to be quite interesting what Xiao does next, because he is just going to ult in towards tower again. And he's actually going to stick it. At first, I was a bit like, oh, don't know if that was maybe... It's an interesting decision. I guess maybe he knew where both players were. But here you go. He's going to go and stick it. But honestly, it didn't even matter, because Sugetsu's going to get this first kill here. And then he's going to manage to get the second kill as well. So didn't even need Xiao in the end. Sugetsu is just going to win it for Navi. And that was that. And as I said kind of earlier on, the Yoru here, it's not like, you know, the most crazy thing I've ever seen, right? They're not doing a ton of like crazy things with the Yoru. But they're just playing it in kind of a solid way, I think, right? They're just using it for some neat little tricks here and there, and getting enough value to be able to win these maps.